calling you a radical. So the nuclear energy propaganda freaking pom-pom team, they're out. The puppet pom-pom team, they're out in force. In, of all places, Brussels, Belgium. Nuclear Waterloo, as I call it. It is nuclear energy Waterloo. And I wonder if they're going to, Lord Rothschild will fly his pigeon. Kevin Blanche knocked that pigeon out of the air long ago. So where's Napoleon when you need him? So, of all places, Waterloo. So I was going to go, but then I didn't have enough money. I saw what plane flights are jacked up to, and you know what rooms are. So this is the first annual Nuclear Energy Propaganda Fest, and guess this, in their headline they put out this morning, yes, who would have believed it? Just 13 years ago, Fukushima happened, looked like we were on it, and we've made this great, what comeback? Where's this comeback? Because you said so? There's been a renaissance in propaganda with money. Let's talk about opportunity costs, kids. First off, by the way, BYU getting smoked right now as a 6 seed. Oh my God. They do it every year in March Madness, don't they? It's like clockwork. They get the high seed, one and done. So, I'm in Utah, if you haven't noticed. So is BYU. So, March Madness. Let's talk about proper opportunity costs, kids. My old lecturer in my class. I used to go off on this clear back 20 years ago about opportunity costs, the nuclear energy. And I would have students work it, and we would do it. We used to do it as a project. I did it as a project. I wrote a thesis paper on it, on the nuclear energy, and I called it Nuclear Energy Stealing Real Solutions. How many, let's start doing the math. The Department of Energy, which is the Department of Nuclear, remember it was the Department of Atomic for all those years? So, formed Manhattan Project, post-Manhattan Project, turned on the faucet. How much money have they stolen for this dirty, filthy, the greatest lie in human history? Nuclear energy is clean, green, too cheap. Louis Strauss coined the term, too cheap to meter. Even he said, Louis Strauss said over and over and over, he says, boy, was I wrong. At least he admitted he was wrong. And I look back, Louis Strauss was right on a lot of stuff. And I love how we were all taught that Oppenheimer was the victim. The victim! Louis Strauss called him out, and everybody protected him. The victim! Pop, when everybody said don't do it, they opened up the Manhattan Project and they shut it off. So, how much money? Including they made the decision to nuke their own Marines in the Nevada test site. My father, one of them, Air Blast one, drafted. Think about that. So, let's talk about the economics of it. How much money has the nuclear energy crime syndicate stolen? Here in the United States, globally, well, just right here in Utah. How much did NuScale rip us off? Remember, for the last 10 years, AMPS. AMPS is for wind and solar. You know, this university has done a really incredible job as far as lowering their consumption. And you know how they've done it? Well, right there, where you see right there, remember the hurricane hit the old football? You know, there's a geothermal there. Great big one. Huge geothermal. So that's where they're getting all their heat. And so they sure haven't done of it with any nuclear energy. It's like a woman I was talking to, because it's a sustainability conference coming here, starting today. I think it actually starts tomorrow. I had a conversation with the club yesterday, and I'm like, well, come on, where do we get electricity from in Utah? Off the sun. We should be getting all this. We get it from fossil fuels, natural gas. Of course, I'll take natural gas over nuclear any day. So, but we've got all that money ripped off for us. So how much money has the nuclear energy crime syndicate really? Until you people wake up and realize this is all about the top of the pyramid. This is a control mechanism. These are the wealthy, elite scumbags. Nuclear energy is the greatest tool of repression. How? The pork that goes to it. The money that flows from the taxpayer to these guys, including Bill Gates right here, why would Utah be funding nuclear energy reactors power plant or a factory to build little SMRs that don't exist in Cameron, Wyoming. We're paid for it now. They're never building no factory. There are no SMRs. There's no SMR. NuScale has proven that. We funded NuScale for 10 years, hundreds of millions of dollars. So how much money? Let's just talk the United States. Millions? Billions? Oh, no, way more than that. Trillions? Google. I mean, you start putting a pencil to it, it's staggering. These sums of money, I think it was $180 billion last year alone, was sucked up by the nuclear energy industry in the United States alone. Where does it go? They don't build nuclear reactors. Let's see that. Oh, they put one online. Let's see. Watts Bar took 44 years, and the head of the NRC, who was sent to prison for fraud on Watts Bar in the 70s, oh, he shows up on the California Commission when Senator Alfred got exposed. Who exposed that? Our group. It's unbelievable. These people just pay themselves. That's exactly. And then we have a bill called Price-Anderson that Congress put through in the 50s. It's called the Immunity Act. You can't sue them, go after, which is total bullshit because that's not what that bill says. Like here in Utah, we can sure go around because we got ripped off. It's fraud. It doesn't keep them abstract and above fraud, but nobody's willing to take them on. Kevin Blanch is, or Kevin reached into the bag and slung the stone and struck the nuclear energy giant. Let's talk about this. Fukushima happens 13 years ago. 50 nuclear reactors in Japan. Now, why would there be 50 nuclear energy reactors at the island of Japan? Well, who built them there? Not Japan. Remember Yalta by the Sea? Remember when we divided up the world after Popolopi dropped when Stalin was ready to move in and take Japan too? It was over. They did that to stop Russia from getting it like Russia got Eastern Europe. So we built 50 nuclear energy reactors, including experimental reactors all over the island when we know full well that they get earthquakes constantly, major freaking tsunamis. We know it was a matter of time, right? Of course we did. They knew. So all 50 are off. There's a debate whether one is back on. Okay. There's 50 down. There was 410 on March 11th. Commercial nuclear energy reactors. There's 50 gone. How about Germany? Germany, right there. I imagine there's, and that's another thing because I talked to the activists in Germany and Vienna, and they says, "Oh no, they're suing us off. They're not even going to let us near them." You know, I says, "I believe it. It's Belgium. Come on, I've been there. God, you want to talk to elitists? Go to Antwerp. Go to freaking Brussels. Makes Geneva look like church mice. I mean, fuck. Oh, Browning Arms from here. Oh yeah, Lee National. Oh, you're starting to get it. Which came first, the nuclear chicken or the nuclear egg? How do you think we get depleted uranium? How do you think we get nuclear bombs? This weapon. We just keep making more, making the military industrialized war pigs. These people more rich and rich and rich and rich and rich, just flooding the money. They don't use the money for anything, for it to put in their pockets. How many trillions and trillions of dollars have they stowed away from real solutions? Geothermal, pumped hydro. The sun here in Utah, the sun shines over $300 a year. Why is it not the solar? We were having this conversation because they put the fee on us. We had the same solar initiative that was in California. Of course, California's trying to kill that one now too, which they have. You know, net metering. Remember when in Nevada, people were selling back? We have a grid. I mean, from right here in Utah, Nevada, at the speed of light, you can be at Times Square electricity. Remember, people were getting rich. Homeowners in Nevada. I mean, the sun shines 320 days a year in Vegas. What happens in Vegas? Oh, they keep it in Vegas. So, remember, people were getting rich. Normal homeowners were making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month. Net metering. Selling back to the grid. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. But why did they? Oh, that it was a legislator from here who moved to Eastern, the armpit, and went out against them. Here we come with the war pigs. That's all we hear all day, every day. Oh, Mom, I got a test at school in the morning. I couldn't sleep all night. What? Those planes fly. Well, that's the sound of freedom, Johnny. What? Sound of freedom sure keeping me up all fucking night. If that's freedom, fucking, maybe I don't want it. Mating season. So, how much money have they stole from solar? So, this Nevada legislator proposed a bill into Nevada, and everyone, the coal and the nuclear industry and all these scumbags lobby natural gas and says, nope, no more net metering. Why? It's unfair to the nuclear industry. Unfair. It's unfair to the coal industry. What are you fucking talking about? It's like they say, I was got into argument with the spokesman from UT Pine Right, who's a fucking moron here. This guy's got to be the dumbest fucker I ever talked to. I mean, and he's the spokesman for him. And he just repeats this fucking tired narrative. Well, them are old reactors. What are you fucking talking about? I mean, this guy just, you're promoting something that doesn't exist this anymore. So we just keep promoting and stealing this money. I mean, it's fucking unbelievable. And here, first ever annual IAEA grossing, that fucking fool there. I mean, it's a puppet show. It's the Pomp. It's like here, we were saying, yeah, we got a national championship cheerleader. Cheerleading is not a fucking sport. I got news for you. You can argue with me all the fucking, not a fucking sport. If you got judges sitting there, that balance beam flipped over there, I guess they're out, but not a fucking sport. Not a sport. March Madness basketball sport. Oh yeah, it's a sport. Running, jump. Oh, them are sports. I jump higher than you. That's a sport. I run faster than you. I'm running. We're going down there. That's a sport. Football. That's a sport. Baseball. That's a sport. Cheerleading, not a sport. You know, athletic, whatever. The water's curse. How much have they stole? How many billions, trillions, Googles? I mean, the number is so fucking staggering. They've just ripped it off. It stopped this thing. We wouldn't have fucking climate change. We wouldn't have a climate crisis if it wasn't for the nuclear industry. They've ripped off this money for 80 years. Oh, pop, oh, I'll be dropped. He never stopped. When Leo, who wrote the letter, of course, Einstein, they blackballed him. They had a dossier on him. The FBI, CIA, what it evolved to be on him then. Why? Because he's a peace activist. He was so anti-nuclear, it was unrated. The original anti-nuclear activist, Albert Einstein. You know, I love all you Madame Curies. That's what you are, you puppets. You're Madame Curie. If you don't know about her, well, I think she'd rather have her arms back in her freaking life than being the pom-pom cheerleader for the nuclear cartel. Clear back then. That's what these guys are, all standing in front of it in Brussels. You're nothing but a pom-pom team. You're not even good cheerleaders. Not even athletes. Cheerleading, not a sport. It's all propaganda bullshit. So you got 20 off in Germany. Oppenheimer, 1941 or 42. Back he said it in 38 and in 41 and in 42 and in 43 and in 44. If the Germans wanted this weapon, this bomb, which turned out to be the nuclear bomb, the hydrogen bomb, he says if they wanted it, oh, they would have it first. I will guarantee you. They're the best nuclear physicists on the planet. Baby never born, mother never pregnant. The communique comes back to the United States. They don't got it. They're not interested in it. Leo Strauss is out. Louis Strauss. Leo's out. Lazard. They're all out. We're done. Manhattan Project, we just wasted a bunch of money. We can't do it, sir. Oh, Teller, who drove the car. Teller Box's car. How about Ed's car? Eddie Teller's. What a feller. So, no, you can't do it. We're out. Oh, they did it anyway. When Oppenheimer full well knew that the Germans never had it. He knew the war was over. He was so self-indulged. He was the big guy. By the way, Einstein hated his fucking guts. Einstein the Quaker, the peace activist. So did Strauss. I look back on it. You know, I think it's so irony. He's getting the award, Robert Downey Jr., for that masterpiece where he played. Remember, we were taught for decades and decades. I never fell for it. I mean, that Oppenheimer was the victim. Strauss was right. Everything about Oppenheimer. Fucking talk about a scumbag. He dropped him anyway. Hoover. August 7th, 1945. Never in the history of mankind, as a war machine, as a military, as a nation, indiscretionally mass murdered women and children. Till now, it revolts my soul. The United States revolts my soul. Hoover. Everybody went crazy. Einstein went crazy. Everybody was fucking. Louis Strauss went crazy. Everybody was violated. Fucking so disgusted. They never stopped. Pop, pop, loppy, drop. Don't cross that parallel and turn North Korea into hell. The fucking nuclear energy crime syndicate. The Cold War on Balco. We need more. We know it. Pop, 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 pop. Nevada test site. Fucking here comes our bomba. Andrei Sakharov. I listen to Andrei Sakharov. Fucking speak. You know, remember he won a real Nobel Prize for Peace. That's the guy who created Tsar Bomba. Pomp. You didn't think the Russians were going to retaliate this fucking board game? And now we're going from Gorbachev and Reagan. Tear down that wall. Well, they're done. Remember, they were friends. Cold War's over, right? Cold War never ended. Fucking, we go to, from that to Tsar Putin and Bush, Tsar Putin and Clinton's the only one that called him out. Tsar Putin and Bummer Dumber. Oh, fuck. What a comment. Oh, my God. Peace items. That's a peace item. He's got a Nobel fucking prize. Oh, my God. He drove more people than Bush. To Putin and Trump. Oh, dance pop. They're all Putin's puppets. He's running the entire military show. Putin's running the fucking show. He just fucking. Putin says something. Trump fucking says something. Trump's not a politician. Trump's not nothing. He's not a politician right now. He's not anything. You know, he's. But what he says is controlling the United States government. He's got total control of the government. Pop, pop, let's get more. You know, names, what's her name, to the head of the NRC? And she, you know, who worked at International Lab, who proves the center. I mean, it's a fraud. Don't you see it's a fucking fraud? So we got 50 off in Japan. We got 20 in Germany. Angela Merkel's a nuclear physicist. That's my point. Now we're done. Angela Merkel. Angela Merkel ultimately made the decision that we're no more. We're done. It was her. She's a nuclear physicist. Oppenheimer. The Germans are the best nuclear physicists on earth. Hello. Okay, we're done. So there's 70. Belgium, right where this is at. 3 have gone on. How about here in the United States? How many's gone on? Oh, 1 in Georgia? I'm not even sure it's on. They've been working on that for how many? And they're always override. I mean, it started out how many millions, turns out to how many billions? How about Savannah River, South Carolina, the Tower to Babel? Talk about the nuclear Tower to Babel. Fuck. And they know it doesn't work, and they still throw money at it. They've ripped off billions and billions. It's been fruit. The Congressional fucking Budget Office come out and says, fucking, look, they've ripped off fucking, there's billions and billions missing on the Savannah River Mox Fuel fairy tale. And they're like, yeah, so. The Untouchables. What are these marine biologists at University at Weber State, at Caltech, at, you know, Cal Berkeley, at Stanford, at Oregon State, Oregon, Washington, what do you do at night? Get down on your hands and knees and pray to your, what do you do? Have a golden calf that says nuclear energy across it and pray to it and worship it? Nobody will take them on? The Untouchables? Oh, it's, I mean, the bribing that went on in high. I mean, this industry is so dirty, so corrupt. So, in the United States, post Fukushima, the biggest one, the most important one, of course, Sin and Oakley. On the Ring of Fire. Kevin Blanch, without my cancer, that never shuts down. And friends, they had no intention. We forced their hand. There's 2 down. Dwayne Arnold, there's 1 down. Indian Point, there's 2 more down. Freaking Oyster Creek, all them in Jersey. I think that's 6 or 7 down. How about Palisades, Michigan, down. You know, I won't stay there. I mean, we shut down freaking 25 nuclear reactors. You know, of the 104 in the United States. And which was scheduled to be all of them in New York. But Status King Como steps up. There you go again. $7.6 billion he handed him for Gianni and 9 Mile Island, Fitzpatrick. Remember, they were done. Exxon rolls in, buys them for pennies on the dollar. You know, how about Diablo Canyon, TikTok? They're not public utilities. They're privately owned by the same scumbags. Look at Uranium One Google on Balco. Oh, it's clean, green. How about the centrifuge project? It doesn't prove that they own the world. We're blocking everything. All the oligarchs, we're done with this war, this proxy war in Ukraine. No, we're blocking them. Except enriched uranium. You ever, I mean, next time somebody tells you nuclear is clean, ask them about the enriched uranium process. What's in a nuclear engineer? It's not natural that comes out of the earth 238, which is a nasty process anyway. They take uranium 238 and they centrifuge it and turn it into uranium 235, unnatural. The byproduct's 97%. They spin it, they gas it with this nasty hexane. It's the most nasty, and it creates all these man-made elements, including plutonium. It's nasty. That's what they put in the pellets and put in the Western zirconium freaking rods. Zirc fire's on about. It's dirty. It's nasty. I mean, it's the most expensive. It's the biggest scam in the history of the world. Yet the Pomp team's out in Brussels. Yeah, it's clean. So the opportunity cost is staggering, just from an economic standpoint. Look how much that one costs at Vogel. Look what it costs. Look it up. Look what they always start out at. So we put on one at Vogel, basically one in 40 cent post Fukushima. One. How many we took it off? I said 25. Yeah, you Google it and it's fuck, there's a uranium renaissance. Yeah, fuck. Okay. Up is fuck, they're shutting down nuclear reactors all over the fucking world. Even in China. Oh, China's kicking our ass. What? China was supposed to put on one of these fast breeders, Mach 1, Mach 2, Westinghouse fucking generational 5 generator, one a month, starting in 2013. They put on one and it fucking went into a meltdown. And I can prove it did. Because we got the intimate radiation there's an international law if you have a nuclear accident, and the French set this out. The French and partner, who Arriva's gone bankrupt, 3 fucking times? Remember they partnered with Chicago Bridge and Iron? Where's Chicago Bridge and Iron? They bankrupt. Where Westinghouse bankrupt twice. They took down Toshiba. You bailed them out, the World Bank. Right there in Brussels. Come on. It's an economic catastrophe. How about environmentally? 3 Mile Island, Santa Susana, Idaho National Lab, Chalk River, not to mention the bombs. Which came first, the nuclear chicken? You have to have a nuclear energy reactors in order to enrich the uranium to have the byproduct after it's used to make the bomb. They know that. Military industrialized nuclear contracts are the biggest fucking cash cow pork fucking sucking on the government tit in fucking human history by billions of times. They open up the faucet and they never shut it off. They get the IAEA subsidy at the global, national, or world, global level. They get Price Anderson. They get the Department of Nuclearism, Atomic, which is Department of Energy thing. They get state subsidies house to house to house. Like they did Utah, new scale. Freaking status King Cuomo, 7.6 million. They're going to go to your local PTA and have a fucking bake sale. It's the most subsidized fucking industry in human history. It's the dirtiest, it's the biggest fucking lie. And the Pomp team, I got news. Pomp team and cheerleaders not a fucking sport. Not fucking, no, not a sport. Not even a fucking sport. How come the real players ain't there? They're busy getting the real work done. The real athletes and the real fucking players. Talk about March Madness on Balco on chemo. Fucking what a sham. When are you going to do when Diablo Canyon melts? It was supposed to be shut down. But Kevin reached into the bag and he slung the stone and it struck the nuclear giant in the fucking forehead. So the nuclear renaissance, yeah. How'd that new scale stock work out for you guys? Keep buying it, you dumb fuckers. Fucking keep playing it. Fucking talk about put karma on you. Go for it. Fucking people don't even think these. They think their health is. They think money is their fucking wealth. When they don't even think about their health or their well-being or their community or their neighborhood. They're willing to mow off half their fucking life. They think they're gonna make some fucking money. Your health is your wealth. You know. Oh, I know. Too much to live. Just the fact I go in the bone around 11, 11, 11. So, opportunity cost, please. Fuck. Solar's a no-brainer. By the way, the Super Bowl, there's a metaphor. The Super Bowl was all solar energy. Why isn't everything not solar? Because these lobbyists have control. And these lawyers and these lobbyists, I talk to these lawyers all the time and they're inside these houses. I don't know what the fuck you doing. Don't you? They'll sell their own fucking kidneys for fucking, what's that Kurt Cobain? Nature is a whore. They'll sell the kids for food. They don't give a fuck. They'll do anything for fucking. I mean, the country's become a country of pathological liars. I was telling my granddaughter last night, I've changed it. He says, yeah, you told me this a million times. The old USA, you call it America. I says, no, I changed it for America. I says, the United States is nothing but a giant insane asylum. Boy, she says, isn't that the truth? So, Pomp team is out. Green Tucci made her the greatest lie in human history. Oh, there's a renaissance. Who would know after that? No, there's not. There's a renaissance. There's a nuclear energy propaganda renaissance. Take your propaganda and all your money because you're getting your ass kicked and you're in denial about it. And you have all the you are many and we are few. You have all the money, I have none. Watch Kevin Nash take these fools down. And I don't believe in violence. They do. Stand tuned at Nuclear Energy Waterloo, right here, right now, where the battlefield in Benjamin. But the real players didn't show up. Only the cheerleaders, the pom-pom team. Not a sport. Stand tuned.